It's not, if you don't want to share your screen or your picture, don't do it. I'm going to record these, if that is okay, and I'm going to upload them into the classroom section. So if you don't want to share your camera, it's up to you. Maybe I'll also upload it live, by the way, to social media. So I'm telling you this beforehand. Hello, Mohammed. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna give it a couple of more minutes before you start. Okay, this is what I'm thinking, because we're gonna record the screen. If you have questions, you can ask them in the chat right here. Do you see my screen? Just nod, Paul, if you're seeing my screen. Yeah. So you can ask them in the chat here. I prefer that you don't ask them in the chat. Instead, you ask them in the live trade-in this Sunday. So the people who are not joining the live Q&A today, they can see the answer, the questions you're writing right here. You can also speak them if you like. So I'll just go through them one by one, the questions you have, and see what works. And if you have longer question, we can just talk about it, and we can record them like that. All right, that's basically it. Let's give it a couple of more minutes. Let's see how many people were ready to join today. So we have T. Robertson, welcome. Tiba, welcome. Gerald, welcome. Daniel, welcome. All right, we can get started. Before we just write number 2 in the chat, if you can hear me, all of you, so I can see that you're here. Number 2, great. Number 2, love it. Great. Nice. You might hear kids running around, and I have the kids playing hide and seek right now. 2, thank you, Daniel. My son is counting 1, 2, 5, 8. All right, let's get going. Give me the questions. Let me just give me one question. Give me 2 questions. Give me something you're thinking about, something you're struggling with. Nice to join for the first time. Nice to have you here. Welcome to the community. You know what? I can go through until you think about some question or two.
I think one good question, I've seen it a couple of times in the school forum. People are asking what should they trade, what what instrument or what works best. And I know it's a broad question, but I've seen it coming more and more. Maybe you can answer how
Of
people should
course.
think.
Okay, great question. So this is what I've done over the years. I'm answering this from my perspective. So before I started, there were people trading the DAX, UK 100, the US 100, the Nasdaq, S&P. There are so many symbols. The Nikkei, the China 50. When you come into trading in the beginning, you see so many symbols that you don't know really like, or what do I start? It's so many. And not just the symbols, what strategy fits what symbol, ticker, pair, where we call it, the best. So what I've learned over the years and what works for me, the strategy that I'm using, I'm just showing this in the classroom section. The 1 minute strategy and the school one works best on the Nasdaq, the US Tech, and the DAX. You see these? That's the only ones I'm focusing on trading. So if you want to know exactly which how to find them, you just write Germany 40. Germany 40 is the DAX index, right? But if you go to the broker, it doesn't say DAX. It says Germany 40 or Germany or GER 30 or GER 40 or DE 40. Some of the brokers have these names. So this is the one I'm using. I got one question about it and from one of the guys. This is the one I'm using, Pepperstone. It doesn't matter. It has to replicate what follows inside of the brokerage. So the same candles goes at the same time. That's one. And the second one I'm using is the Nasdaq US Tech. It's called US Tech because in the brokerage it's called US Tech. So this is usually US Tech and NAS 100 and Nasdaq. They are all the same. They're all the same symbols. They're all the same pairs. That's about it. But I get it. When you come to the market, it's hard to see, and that's why I'm using these two 1 minute strategy and the school run, because when the 1 minute strategy I'm using, um, sometimes it doesn't appear on the chart on the DAX and on the Nasdaq. And what I've realized that the Nasdaq and the DAX, they are mimicking each other's movements some way. So when the 1 minute strategy is not appearing, I just go with the 15 minute, the school run strategy. And if the school run and the 1 minute strategy is not appearing, I just get up and leave. I do something else. So I don't trade because of boredom. That's about it. I'm thinking about, there's I can talk for ages until the next question appears. Let me see. I'm just looking at the chat where it is. Hello from Lebanon. The big question I have was a beginner is what is the amount needed to trade the US Tech Germany? Okay, great question. Um, so there is something called the Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule, right? I'm going to Google it for you here. So 20% of my efforts gives me 80% of my results. So when you see people trading 10 symbols, 8 symbols, what forex symbol are you trading? It's not necessary. Like trading is not supposed to be hard in the how many symbols you trade and how many strategies you trade. It's about doing less to get more. The hard part is the consistency, the psychology, the discipline, the risk management. How much should I risk? And when I risk this amount, and when I lose, what do I do after that? blow the account or and tilt, or do I follow what I said, my trading plan, basically? All right. Hello from Lebanon. Let me go to the next question. So this is the other question right here. Hello from Lebanon. The big question I have is beginner is what is the amount needed to trade the US tech in Germany? Start amount, I mean. All right. Great question. Uh, uh, I'm trying to answer this in a responsible way. Have you traded before? That's the I'm coming. If you have not traded before, let me give you that perspective. If you're new to trading, if you haven't traded before, the money is not important. So the startup amount, new to trading, yes, then don't put in any money. Like I'm saving you money telling you this right now. The thing you should do, go through the course, go to the classroom section right here, go through the foundations. The videos are not that long. It's like 8-minute videos to 10-minute videos. Some of them are a bit longer, but it doesn't pass over 15 minutes. So just it takes you about, how many videos are there? So the first video is 18 minutes, I get it. But there are about 8 videos, 10 minutes per video. It's like 80 minutes. You can get through them in one day, basically. If you go through them one by one and you create the things that I'm asking in the video that you need to get trading working, then you will understand it very quickly why you shouldn't put in any money. Um, this is a great question because, you know, in the beginning, we think that we should put some money in and then we just wait for it to grow eventually with time. It's not. This is not. That's not how we trade. That's not how I trade. That's not how it works. This is for long-term investing. So if you have a child or two and you take like $30 and you put them in their savings account, and when they become 20 years old, you give them the money to, you know, to buy their apartment or pay for their wedding or something. They're starting a business. So the amount you need right now is nothing. You can trade you can trade with a demo account, paper trading account that gives you the same simulated environment that's replicated on what's happening in the live environment. Um, right? Let me show you. I did this. I created a demo account on this brokerage firm right here. See, this is a demo account. You can see right here, it says demo account. You can just create it from the link inside of the classroom section. I explain how you can create that. And you can just see, I have $98,000. This is just fake money. And with this, you can just take trades and lose trades and see how it works. Just get familiar with the platform before you put your own money. All right. Great question. We can't see you speaking on the screens for us. All right, so good to know. You can see me. Yeah.
I have a question. So you recommend that paper trading should be the first step, and after paper trading, I know there are so-called prop firms. How do they work, and why is that a good way to start trading when you're investing for the first time?
All right, great. Just you can't see my picture. You can see my screen.
We do. We do.
You do. All right, great. I can. All right. Let me wait for your question, Paul. Let me go through the questions right here. When you say pre-market, are you referring to the Open of London, which is 2 a.m. New York time? When you're referring to pre-market, are you referring to the Open of London, which is 2 a.m. New York time? I don't know what time New York time opens at your. When you say pre-market, are you referring to the Open of London, which is 2 a.m. New York time?
What time would it be in London when you say pre-market? I'll convert it on my end.
Again, sorry, I didn't hear you.
When you say pre-market, what time is it in London?
In London session, pre-market, market open London session at UTC +2. It changed, by the way, today because it's changed to summertime here in Europe.
Uh-huh.
So market opens at 9 o'clock London, um, or UTC +1, GMT 1 +1. Sorry, GMT +1 as of today. Yesterday it was GMT plus. Uh, Yesterday was GMT +1. Today is GMT +2. So London session opens up at 9 o'clock, and pre-market opens up always an hour before market open.
So would that be considered the Frankfurt Open?
I'm not sure, but
Okay.
it's always 1 hour before. That's when you see me marking out two lines on the chart. It's always an hour before and an hour at London session market open. So I assume you trade New York session, right?
Yes, sir.
So as of today, this is how we mark it out. We mark it out at 3:30 people living in Europe, right? And we also mark out pre-London session open at 2:30. So for you, because you're based in the US, it's 9:30, 8:30. If
Okay.
that made sense.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's see. Next
Well,
question.
he's right when it comes to the Frankfurt Open. It's 1 hour.
1 hour before. Okay.
Yes, 1 hour before the London.
Yeah, because we had New York session open for the past 2 weeks because we still didn't shift to summertime at 2:30. So the Frankfurt Open, as Paul said, is and 1 hour before. All right. New to trading, yes. Done the classroom first section. Waiting for the second one. Set up videos to unlock. Set up videos to unlock. All right, great. Imad, Imad, I haven't. Let me see. You need to be at level 2 inside of the community before you can unlock the other classrooms. So this is probably what you're seeing right now. Let me just guide you through it. Unlock at level 2. You need to unlock level 2 before being able to see these um, these modules. So the way to unlock level 2 is to engage in the community, write the posts, share what you've learned, talk to people inside of the community, and you will get to level 2 very quickly. Um, so this is getting so confusing. Please, everybody asking the questions here, jump here. Community, live trading Q&A this Sunday, and ask them here. Just copy and paste your questions right here because I can mark them. I can't mark them in the chat. Is that okay? Thank you. I'm waiting. Hello from Sweden. Feel fun joining you for the first time. Do you trade prop firms, Mustafa? I'm only trading my own capital. I'm not trading prop firms. Sweden. We have another Swede inside the community. So I'm from Iraq. I live in Sweden. I've been in Sweden when I was 3 years old. We immigrated to Sweden from Iraq. All right. Mohammed, I'm gonna tag you right here. Please enter the question right here so it doesn't get confusing. This is what happens. We're new. The expectation of this Q&A was just to do it and then see what happens afterward. All right. Trying to set up TradingView as we speak. Great. I have a question. Great. Thank you for asking it there. It's easier for me like that.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, Mohammed. I have a question. Due to work and study, I often have time just to trade Asia session and what are the recommended pairs to trade during these sessions? Thanks. So I can't speak about other pairs, but the one you should be trading during Asia session, if you think about it, do you want to have the flexibility of the volatility of the Asia session? And if you can check how the 1 minute strategy and the 15-minute school run strategy is working on these pairs. GPN 225, then the China 50, the Nikkei, they are the same. The Nikkei 225. Because those are the main drivers of the Asia session. So you have New York session, you can just screenshot them. You know what, let me do this for you. You can just screenshot them, Asia session. So I can help you out here. So from my experience, so I moved. I sold everything in Sweden, and I took my family and I moved to Malaysia. I moved to Kuala Lumpur, right? And I started trading there. And I was thinking, like, okay, now I'm moving to Malaysia, and they have Asia session. Asia session opens up at 9 o'clock over there, the same as London session does for us in Europe. So these are the Asia session pairs that I usually traded, and they worked with the 1 minute strategy. This one, the one I traded there was the Nikkei, but I couldn't figure out the lot sizes, and it was so confusing. It just So I skipped it because it felt like I was going to learn something new, and so I skipped it, and I focused on London session which opens up at 4:30 or 3:30 in Malaysia. That was about that. So feel free to try them out. Try the back testing of these pairs before you go into the live market and see if it works for you.
Thanks.
Thank you for your question. All right. I'm thinking about trying to set up TradingView as we speak. Paul's question regarding the prop firms and the personal accounts. Can you repeat the question, please?
No, I was asking if it's a good idea instead of going directly from paper trading, fake money, to
Mm.
your own capital, or is it a wise idea to start with a prop firm that you can pay maybe $50 for a evaluation account and then go over for funded trading? What do you
Yeah,
think about that path? Or
I think you should get the experience of trading live with your own money, because when you trade prop firms, that basically what you're doing, you're trading another demo account, but the psychology is not there yet. Because as soon as we feel like we're about to get money, from the prop firms, it affects us psychologically. So if you can go over from a demo account to trade, you don't need to trade a lot of money. If you have $1,000, put that into a live account and trade that, and because you'll realize very quickly that you have some emotions you need to work through before going over to a prop account. So basically, what I'm saying, like, turn $1,000 into $1,300, right? And don't blow it. When you can prove that for yourself, go ahead and try a prop firm challenge. A prop firm challenge, a prop firm account, um, That's from my perspective. Sometimes you need to just don't take it personally. Like if you fail a prop firm challenge, you should just um, like almost gamble your way to the win. And then when you have a prop firm challenge, prop firm account that you can trade with, it doesn't mean that you've got 100K that you are trading with. It means that you have the opportunity to trade with that 100K to be able to make money. And my brother trades prop firms. He's doing prop firm challenges. He's doing the strategy that he created. I showed it to you, Paul, how he passed the funded challenge 50K, and he gets he gets blocked from the funded platform from the prop firms because he's winning too much. That's how it works. If you go to a casino and you win too much, you can see the guards just coming at you and wants you to leave. The same things with prop firms. If you're making too much through them, they will kick you out. So going over from a demo account a little bit to a live account, and then when you have the proof to yourself that I can make some money, then you try a prop firm. It's not a must. It's like it's in the trading culture that we need to do prop firms because it's quick money. That's the lure of it. But
I can speak from my experience. It's very clear. I traded with real money, and then I tried the prop firm challenge, and it's not the same respect. You don't have the same feelings as when you trade with your own money. It's almost like gambling or poker, and when you blow the account, yeah, you get mad, but it's not the same thing as blowing your own money. So the respect is not the same. So I think it's a really good experience, but yeah, you can't compare it to your own trading.
yeah, of course. Um, Of course, I agree. And Juva wrote, "It's good to learn to stick within a rule set." Of course. But you have also the rules I don't like is the consistency rule with prop firms. You can't make some amount, like you can't have a runner run forever. I have one of my mentors. He took a trade, let's say on the start of the month, and then he took profits 3 months after that. He let the trades run for 3 months. He never could have done that in a prop firm challenge, or not the challenge in a prop firm. Maybe on FTMO, some of these more established prop firms that you can that they don't have the consistency rule. You have to stick in that area all the time. You can't lose too much and you can't win too much, but you have the ability to trade with larger capital. No, the rules are extra hoops to jump through, but learning to stick to them is a good principle. All right. Okay. It might be a good principle to stick to the rules of the prop firms. Um, and also, I've done a form before where I send it to people, and some of you have answered the form. This was before on social media. I sent to people that write into me on the DMs, and I asked them to send a form. The One of the questions was, how much do you expect? What's your goal with trading? How much do you expect to make in percentages each month? And like the majority of the people are I want to make 20 to 30% a month. So making 20 to 30% a month from trading, that's not easy. Like half of the time you're gambling the money. Like I'm not focused on these 20 to 30% a month, which is hard to do because some of the prop firms has 6% to reach the first stage, and 8% some of them have, and 10% some of them have. So reaching 20 to 30% after that, because that's what happens. We get a 100K account, We think directly, oh, I'm gonna make 20K this month because I'm gonna reach 20%. Like, it's easy math. Focus on making 1.5 to 2% a week. That's enough, really. And then at the end of the month, you have about 8%, and you're doing it almost effortlessly because you give yourself the ability to leave the computer. I'm leaving, like I can do something else, and not forcing yourself to trade. The strategy of trading a demo account with the USDT is not compared to trading a live account with the stress is different too. Of course, of course. The strategy of trading a demo account with 100K is not compared to trading a live account with 5,000 USD. The stress is different. Of course, because like if you work a 9 to 5, it takes you how long to save up to $5,000? Right? It takes you some time. Trading with a demo with 100K, you can just reset it and create a new one, right? So of course it doesn't feel the same. Michael, how many time frames do you use and how do you use them? All right, let me jump to the chart right here. How many time frames do I use? These are the time frames I use. I basically come to the market, right? 8:30, 8:45, and I jump to the 1 hour time frame. This is the one I'm using. And I mark out the 8 o'clock. This is it. 8 o'clock and the 9 o'clock, London session and pre-London session open. And then the time frames that I'm using is the 1 hour, 15 minute, 5 minute, and the 1 minute. Not really the 5 minute, but mostly 1, 15, and 1 hour. That's basically these time frames that I'm using. Hope that answered your question, Michael. Ahmad, thank you. Let me do, there we go. All right. Any more questions? Anything are you, I'm posting, let me do some update. I'm posting one video a day here on the classroom section. So feel free to go through them. Some of them are locked because I can't. The reason to that, I can't. I don't want to get flagged from YouTube because this is a link from YouTube. So every time I post a video, if I post too many too quickly, I can get flagged or get warned or something can happen to the YouTube account. And I don't want that to happen. So I'm posting one video a day and it gets activated basically inside of the community also. So you can just watch them one by one. So the first one is the foundation. So some of you have been trading before. The foundation is this just a explanation of what trading is and how to read the market is is basically the steps I'm using to read the market in a clear way. I'm not asking you to learn exactly the strategies that I'm using. There are so many strategies, and the strategies are just the smallest part of trading. You can just screenshot the wins that I'm or the losses, the wins and the losses that I posted inside of the community, and just have that like a cookie cutter to when you trade. When this happens, just take the trade, apply risk, and take the trade. And the other one is the strategy section, how to take the trade, how to take profits, stop loss placement, take profit system, back testing and forward testing, how that works. And the last part is risk psychology and consistency, basically. All right. Take care, Paul. All right. Any more questions? Feel free to ask them. If not, we can just end it right here, if you like. My plan is to do this on weekends, maybe Sundays. It seems like it's good time for everybody. If it doesn't fit you, we're gonna do some recordings. And if you have a question and you can't show up, feel free to write them in the. That's why I want to use the community section for questions. If you can't show up and you have a question, feel free to ask the question in the comment section, and then for me to answer them inside of the community, inside of the Q&A. Do you stream when you trade live? No, I don't do that. I'm planning on doing it, but I'm not sure how to do it. To be honest with you, is that something that you will be interested in? Best time on weekends, yes. Will be fun to see your process. All right. Of course, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about doing it to share my process and share how I'm doing it. For sure. All right. Weekends is the best time. Um, great, you guys. We That's about it. I don't. Will be interesting to see your process. Great. I'll do some live trading someday. No worries. I'm planning on doing it, but I'm not sure how to do it. That's about it. That's My plan is to do this for 45 minutes or so to 1 hour, depending on the question you have, and we can just go about doing that on a weekly basis on the weekends. Thank you, Imad. Thank you for your time. Right. Thank you, everybody. Um, have a great weekend, and see you tomorrow inside of the community. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you.